Hello, my name is Warren. I have an opinion, a camera, and access to YouTube, so I decided to start a little project over the beginning of the year. I decided I'm going to watch one movie a week in a discount or second run theater, pay $1.50 to see it, and what I will do is give an unbiased review of whether or not the movie is even worth seeing at all, for nothing or next to nothing, not matinee price, but maybe you should see it as part of something you experience in life if you are a fan of movies or actors in movies and you're not sure. My job is, my goal is to bridge the gap between should you or should you not see it. And that being said, I'm going to be seeing a lot of movies I would like to see, and also a lot of the movies I would not even think to see, because I assume they wouldn't be good based upon who wrote it, who directed it, who acted in it, what it's about, all these things. So, as a result, I'm going to watch both sides. This is the 5th week of that. I'm calling it Project 52 Original, but the idea is to keep a personal dream in my life to contribute to entertainment and to also make entertainment myself. I want to make movies. I want to direct and edit and star in movies and write jokes and whatnot, and this is part of keeping that goal alive, reminding myself personally to achieve goals. And this week I watched Here Comes the Boom, and the weird thing is my first 4 video reviews I made on my channel are sloppy, done by my cell phone, shaky cam style, and just thrown together a couple minutes, put it up, be done, just get it over with. And this movie, while was exactly what I was expecting it to be, I like Kevin James. I want to like his movies. I now pronounced Chuck and Larry. I was excited. It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. I watched Paul Blart. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible, but it was bad. Okay. And then The Dilemma. This was the only movie in my life I've ever walked out of, was The Dilemma. It was outright terrible, and I had just given up. But had I not done this project, I would have not seen the movie, and the whole time I'm watching this movie, I have to be unbiased the whole time. So I'm standing right in the middle of the movie. I could be swayed good, I could be swayed bad, and for every line, every joke, every story bit that would push me to the good. Hey, you know what? That was good. I understand. It works in what it's doing. The joke landed itself. The line was great, the story scene was good, the character was great, whatever that might be. There was another one that would just push me right back to bad. And so I would spend this whole 2-hour movie going from I liked that to I didn't like that. And that was the whole case. It wasn't like I was just, allowing myself to critique the movie. No, I sit down, I let myself watch the movie, and it's fire after misfire after fire after misfire the whole time, like every other shell was a blank. And it was just so weird to experience a movie that, if it was a great story, it was a bad comedy. If it was a great comedy, then it was a bad story. Like, the character development would start out really great, and then there was just to be this out of place joke that would just come in and just knock the character right back to square one, and be like, just so they can do a pratfall. Kevin James's physical humor, he's better doing personal physical humor where he's overacting and using his hands. He's better with that, but they have him do these stunts. Like, they introduced Selma Hayek's character as a nurse, and right off the gate, you can tell this woman is one comment away from a harassment suit on this guy. And the next scene she shares with this guy, he's like, hey, why don't we go to my apartment? And she's like, I said no, stop asking me. And he goes, well, what? And she goes, look, you just don't care. You just don't care. You don't care as a person. You don't care about the school that we're trying to save. You don't care about the kids, whatever. And he's like, oh, well, what if I dunk this basket? And instead of going, no, you moron, I don't care if you dunk the basket or not, it's not going to work. She goes, well, you can't dunk a basket. I bet you couldn't anyways. And he goes, if I do, dinner at my house on Friday. And she goes, okay, fine. And all they do is they wedge in him jumping off a trampoline and faceplanting. It just didn't work. But then they come along and this Nico guy, this guy from Holland, who, on top of Kevin James being a failed science teacher who was once at the top of his game 10 years ago, was Teacher of the Year, exposition in the very beginning of the movie kind of thing. He's washed up, doesn't care anymore. He teaches English and U.S. law to immigrants who want to become Americans, get their citizenship. and he meets this guy named Nico from Holland, and he's one exam away from being deported and stuff, and he's got his life on the line. Everyone's got their life on the line, and he's funny. He's really funny. He's a great character, and it's just the same thing. He's got great moments, and then there's a couple that fall flat, but like, it just, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just, that's the whole movie. Henry Winkler's character is the music teacher. You know, sometimes he's inspiring, sometimes he's not. Truth time on this one. The climactic, like, speech that he gives to Kevin James in the last fight, parody movie based upon the same idea as The Warrior, you know, guy's got something to fight for. Warrior being a great drama that made a lot of money. You know, same idea. And he gives this, you know, this heartfelt speech, and he basically talks about saying, you know, even though you've succumbed all odds and beat all obstacles, even if you give up now, you have still inspired, you know, all these people to achieve their best in life. And I cried. I didn't bawl. I didn't. You know, I cried. I didn't shed one tear. I cried a few tears, and it was a really heartfelt moment. And then the movie ended, and I walked away. And here I am making a much better quality video as a result of a comedy that didn't work when the story worked, and a great story that didn't work when the comedy worked. And here it is, inspiring me to be more of myself. So, would I recommend the movie if you were a Kevin James fan? Yeah, it's more of the same. Go for it. Would I recommend the movie to someone who is like me, who wants to like Kevin James but doesn't like his movies? It's the same thing. Go, don't even worry about it. Would I recommend it to someone who's just wants a fun laugh every now and again? Yeah, it's fine. It works. When it works, it works. Whatever. You know, it's situational. You know, do you like this? Then yes, go for it. Do you like this? No, then don't go for it. Like, that's basically how the whole movie is. You just have to go with it. The worst part of the movie, though, hands down, was in any joke, worse than any pratfall that didn't work, worse than any story bit that didn't pan out or was just shoehorned in or whatever. They have the PODs, the title, Here Comes the Boom, the song from POD from forever ago, it's no longer relevant, no one cares, is his theme song when he comes into the ring, and it's so grating. They use it, the whole song, and they play it multiple times, and by the end of it, you're just like, okay, we get it. Yes, you want us to have it affiliated with something, so every time you hear it, you want us to think about. I understand. It to me, it doesn't work, but that's just because I think POD is a passing trend. I'm sorry. I mean, they're more talented than I'll ever be, but it doesn't work for me. And I don't judge it on that merit, though. I just have to mention it because it bothered me in the movie. Other than that, the movie was fine. It exists, and it got its job done on one end, and it sucked, and it will give critics something to talk about on the other end. It plays it safe, and it sometimes works. There you go. Here Comes the Boom. It sometimes works.